and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I am the maker behind Magnus May Crochet. In today's video, we are just a few days away from my September market. So we are going to be getting some last minute market prepping tasks done. We're going to be getting our mock setup done. We still have some plushies that we want to get done. We need to price everything and make sure that all the plushies have tags. And we overall just need to make sure that we are all set and ready to go for this weekend. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the links in the description. And with that said, let's finish getting ready for this market. All right, my friends, we are officially 5 days out from our upcoming market. So we're down to the wire, we're in the final stretch. It's this Saturday and we have to get ready for it. So this week is gonna be a little bit different. We are still going to try and get some crocheting done this week. There are still a few high priority plushies that I would like to have at my market that aren't finished yet. So I will be trying to crochet at least a couple plushies each night. But our main goal for this week is to get all of the kind of behind the scenes market tasks completed. And tonight's big task is going to be to do a mock setup of the booth. And we're gonna do that with all the plushies that I have completed so far, even though I do have the intention of adding some more plushies to that. So that's our goal for tonight, which means we have to pack up and get over to my parents' house because they have the space in their basement for me to set up a 10 by 10 area, which is not something that's particularly feasible in a 1-bedroom apartment. All right, so we're at my parents' house in the basement working on the mock setup. It's not going well. I hate everything that I've tried so far. I just feel like I don't have enough space. I made too many large items and too many different plushies that I'm having a little bit of trouble. So I know we're gonna need to buy stuff, but I'm a little frazzled and can't quite figure out what we're gonna need to buy. So far, the only things I know that are probably going where they're going to go is this dragon and my snowy owl. I'm not quite sure where anything else is gonna go at this point. I have put things on and taken them off and put things on and taken them off. So we shall see. This is kind of the setup that we're working with now, which is what I had last year. So basically I just had 3 tables and I had these big wooden crates here. I have a little jewelry tree for sloths and then a checkout one. And everything else is pretty much flat, though I do have several of these little wooden risers right over here that I did put plushies on last year. And I'll pop up an example of my booth from last year, though. If you've seen any market recap videos, you're aware of what that looks like. These are our big items. I kind of put them out to just kind of feel like they should get placed first, but I'm not sure because we may have to forego some of them to basically make sure that we have enough room for the ones that people are probably actually going to purchase, which is all of these guys out here. These are all our small to medium sized plushies that are, well, unpriced currently because I haven't reassessed my pricing yet, are the ones that are more affordable and more likely to be purchased. So they're really the ones that we have to figure out how to get onto the table. Again, not sure how that's gonna work, but we will figure it out. I think I just need to figure out the right placement for the right plushies. I think it's the colors together or just the plushies together that's really throwing me off because I'm using a very similar setup to last year to start off with, before I figure out if I need to buy anything else. So I know I like the setup because I really liked my final booth displays for each of the 3 markets I did last year. So I know I like the setup. I think it's just I have different plushies this year and they're maybe not blending together as well as they did last year. And I need to figure out how to solve that problem so that I'm happy with the final result. But we shall see if I manage to do that tonight. Very frazzled and overwhelmed right now, but gonna keep at it, gonna keep trying. And if I do come up with a tentative final setup, absent the additional plushies that we're going to need to make this week and any purchases that we make for the booth display, I will update all of you. Okay, some progress has been made because I am not hating this. Actually, you're not close enough. Hold on. There you go. You don't need me in frame. You just need to see the setup. And I'm not hating this with our axolotls down here as I just block them with my hand. Our little Anchor the octopus, and not so little, he's actually quite large. Our Anchor the octopus, kind of almost grabbing hold of the top crate with our dolphin. And then obviously our snowy owl. I think this works because I was gonna make a regular like barn owl to go on the other side here, but that didn't happen. So we have Anchor over here, and I think I like this. So now we just have to fill in smaller plushies in the crates. So this is what we have so far. And for the most part, I don't hate it, but I do think that it's a little too busy, if that makes sense, especially like in this front area. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it this way or not, or if I'm going to change it up. Obviously, this is not nearly complete. There's still plenty of plushies that I need to put out, and I have a whole other table that I haven't even attempted to set up yet as well. So, but it's basically 8 o'clock at this point, and I'm not even at my house. I'm at my parents' house, so I think I'm gonna have to go home for the night because I do have other things I need to get done. I was hoping to make the raise tonight, and I have to finish something for YouTube. And obviously get ready for work in the morning because we are back from vacation now. So we are back to reality and work in addition to market prepping for this. So I feel like we didn't accomplish very much tonight. We don't have our setup. We don't know what we need to buy, which I was hoping to know for tomorrow because I'm going to be in the vicinity of some stores, but maybe I'll just walk around the store and check out kind of some of the like small shelving units that they have available. And maybe that'll spark some ideas for this. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's the plan. We'll probably work on plushies tomorrow night, and then we'll probably be back here on Wednesday to resume whatever this is at this point. It'll come together. It'll come together. I just gotta keep telling myself it came together last year. It'll come together this year. But it's time to call it a night. All right, friends. It is officially only 4 days away from my upcoming market. And oh my gosh, don't mind the hair. I just got back from a dance class, so it has been moving and a grooving. And it's definitely probably not camera ready. Not that it ever really is. But we are home now and we are back to market prepping. I'm going to work on finishing the stingrays that I also worked on a little bit yesterday. And to just catch you up on what I completed last night, I managed to do up 4 of their bellies, which look like this. They're a flat piece, which can be sometimes hard to show on camera, but I did 4 of these bellies, and I think ideally I'm going to do 5 stingrays, so I will get 1 more white belly done tonight. I have 2 main colors that I want to make stingrays out of. The first is a navy blue speckled yarn, which I do have with me right here because I pulled it out to work on now. And it's just like a blue and white speckled yarn. It's loops and threads, night sky multi. This was one of the 3 colors I used for rays at my markets last year, and it was by far the most popular color. So I'm definitely going to make 2 of the stingrays that we're gonna work on tonight out of this yarn. It's unfortunately been discontinued by Michaels, so So as much as I want to recommend you run out and buy it to make stingrays, it doesn't exist anymore. But if you do have it in your yarn stock and you're trying to figure out something to do with it, definitely recommend making stingrays out of these because people loved this color in the rays at my markets last year. In addition to making 2 of those like navy blue stingrays, I'm gonna make 2 sand stingrays out of basically the same yarn I just showed you. I don't have it with me, it's in storage, so I gotta go pull it out. But it's basically the same yarn that I just showed you, except like tan and a dusty pink speckle, which makes it kind of look like a sand ray. Last year, I did have a 3rd color option. So basically I had 3 color variants for my stingrays. And the 3rd color was this sort of lighter blue and cream speckled yarn. Unfortunately, I don't have the label, so I don't remember the name of this yarn, but I'm pretty sure it's also been discontinued, so the name probably wouldn't be super helpful to you anyway. But this is the 3rd color option that I had last year. And as you can see, I have a tiny bit of it left, which I think will get me at least 1 stingray. I don't know if it would get me more than that. And it definitely wouldn't get me probably any other plushie but the stingrays because they don't really use a ton of yarn. So I think I'm just gonna use it up and make a 5th stingray because it won't hurt to have 5 of those at my market. They were fairly popular last year. Though as I did my market recap videos, I realized they weren't quite as popular as I remembered. So I'm not totally mad that I'm only probably gonna be able to get 5 of these done. But they were popular enough and ultimately sold out by the end of my market season that I do want to at least probably try and have 5 of them. And I don't think we'll have any trouble getting the 5 stingrays done tonight. I know I've said that 100 times with every animal that I've made throughout the past couple market prep videos. But this time I think I really mean it because we got 4 of their bellies done last night. The tops are the exact same pattern. And we didn't have even as much time as we do tonight. I got back at like 8:30 last night and then had to do YouTube stuff. And we still managed to get 4 of the bellies done. But tonight we have even more time. So I think we're gonna be good. And we have our 5 rays. And this is piled really terribly, so I'm gonna put them down and show you them individually. We have our 2 navy blue rays, which are super cute. These are the most popular color. I think I mentioned that yesterday, but these are the ones that everyone really loves. I'm just restricting how many I make for each market because I only have 1 skein of this yarn left. And as I mentioned, it's been discontinued. So these are the last rays that I will be able to make in these colors. So I've limited it to making just 2 of each color for this market so that the yarn will last hopefully the entire market season. We also have 2 sand colored rays, so kind of like sand rays, I guess. And lastly, we had just enough yarn to make this 3rd color variant, which is just a lighter blue. And as you might be able to tell, he does indeed have a shorter tail than our other rays, and that is because we ran out of yarn and it's been discontinued, so there's no getting more of it. So he's just a little bit different. He's an individual. And I'm really glad because I was able to get all 5 of those done last night, which is 5 more plushies to come to our market, which is in just 3 days. Tonight, as you can see, I am back at my mock setup in my parents' basement, and we so far today have not really been doing too much with the mock setup. We have actually been doing inventory and pricing, which I didn't really film because it wasn't very exciting. It was just my mom and I sitting at a computer. But tonight, I think I've decided to put the mock setup again on hold until tomorrow. And I will kind of move you around shortly and show you why. So this is kind of where we're at so far in terms of what I actually have done that I like. And just pretend there's 2 more sloths hanging on that tree. I haven't finished their facial features yet, but they will be there And over here is going to be a custom order kind of catalog book. And I'm going to put something on that little sign to explain that. And then over here is just a mess of plushies. Nothing is happening here. But the reason I'm putting it on pause is I think I'm going to buy 2 more wooden crates and kind of kitty corner them to each corner over here. And then we just found in our basement this like 3-tiered cart from Michael's that I'm going to fill with plushies and kind of act like a shelving unit. So because I don't have the 2 wooden crates and my mom is kindly going to pick those up for me at Michael's tomorrow, I think I'm going to wait on the rest of this booth display setup so that I can have everything that I'm going to have for display purposes available to me before I start to finish my placement for the plushies. So that's going to be a problem for tomorrow. For the rest of tonight, I would like to make 2 little snowy owls. I've already gotten started on those. I have finished all their eyepieces, so it's really just their bodies and their wings. And there's like a little bit of like detailing on their belly, but that doesn't take any time at all. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get 2 of those done tonight, because I would also like to get at least 2 polar bears done before the market on Saturday as well. That's what this empty space here in this box is going to be: a polar bear in the back and a little snowy owl right here by this larger snowy owl. I'm like pointing in the totally wrong direction, but he's going to go right there next to that snowy owl. One other thing I wanted to share with you guys tonight is our business card order finally came in from Canva. Even though we redesigned them like a whole video ago, I totally forgot to order them until I was on vacation last week, so I actually had to like expedite the shipping. But they got here. They got here with 3 days to spare. So I think we're gonna open them together and do like a little first look. Okay, this little box might not be, I'm so sorry, I'm like right on top of the camera. This little box actually might not be the business cards. I think these are the extra price tags I bought. I think I have like 50 price tags left from last year, but I have more animals than that. So I ordered some more price tags, and that is what these are. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but I basically have my logo. In here, I just put like a little sticker with the price on so that I can like change it if I need to. And then I have just like a little warning that safety eyes are not for under the age of 3. And I just like to have that on every single plushie so that if I miss somebody that's buying something with safety eyes and don't have the chance to tell them, that they're able to see that when they go and check the price tag. Or if they're giving it as a gift to somebody, that whoever ultimately ends up with the plushie will hopefully have the tag with the warning on it, because I do use a sticker for the price, so they could easily remove that if they didn't want the individual who's ultimately getting the plushie to see the price, but still hopefully have the tag. And I think I got like 100 more of these. Right now I have 101 plushies in the inventory, if I remember from just like a half hour ago. I do have a couple more plushies I want to make this week. As I said, I have owls and polar bears that I want to get done, if not more than that. But either way, the 150 should definitely be enough. All right, these ones I do think are the business cards, so this is going to be, like I said, a first look, because even though I took them out of the box to get them over to my parents so they'd fit in my bag, I haven't seen them yet. All right, so on the front here, I have just like my logo, and I think that came out really good. And then on the back here, I have just like my name, contact information, all my social medias, and I did put on a QR code for a custom order form, and I'm just blocking that QR code because right now I only have the capacity to handle orders from just the handful of people that come to my markets. I don't have the capacity for online orders yet because of the fact that I'm working 2 jobs, but stay tuned. Hopefully that will be coming soon. But until then, I'm going to start on the small scale, and that's going to take the people at my market that want something that's not on the table to a custom order form that they can fill out, and I have to definitely get that done before Saturday. It's like half done, So that's one of our tasks for the week, is to finish the custom order form, or that QR code is going to be useless. Okay, this last one is nothing new, just like the price tags. This is something I had last year, and these are just my thank you cards. And on the front, they just say thank you for your purchase. And on the back, I have little care instructions, and I just say like spot clean it and let it air dry, because I know people do put their crochet plushies in the wash, but I haven't personally tested that myself yet, so I don't want to recommend anything that I haven't been able to test myself and know actually works. So for now, I just say spot clean because I have done that myself, so I do know that that works, and obviously doesn't damage the plushie to just like lightly dip a cloth in water and kind of scrub a stain out. So that's my care instructions that I use currently. Definitely test out different methods yourself for your own care instructions. Everything is going to depend on the specific yarns and fiber fill and things that you use for yourself. So definitely try out different methods if you want to make sure that you're recommending something that is going to work for the plushies that you make. And I'm pretty sure I'm probably almost running out of phone storage, because I still have all the Disney vlog footage that I filmed last week on vacation, Disney. On my phone. I haven't uploaded it to Canva yet, so I haven't been able to get them off of my phone. So I'm probably about to lose you guys anyway, and I don't think there's probably anything else happening of interest to you tonight. Like I said, I will be working on the owls, so I will definitely update you all on their progress tomorrow, which will hopefully be completed owls, but I'll let you know either way. And then maybe I'll start on like price tags or putting stickers on my bags tonight. I'm not sure. It's already 7:40 and I do want to get those owls done, so I shall see. My mom has been kind enough to offer to do some of the price tags during the day while I'm at work, so I may take her up on that offer and be focused on crochet, but I'm not sure yet. Either way, I will let you all know what we accomplished for the rest of the night tomorrow, and fingers crossed be able to show you 2 cute little snowy owls. All right, so it is officially only 2 days until our upcoming market, and tomorrow is actually setup day because you get to set up the afternoon before. So we basically have to be ready tomorrow. Tonight, I've just been powering through already, so I'm getting a late start signing on with all of you. But for our update from last night, I ended up staying and just putting price tags on everything with my mom instead of making her do it the next day. So everybody here, I'm so afraid to mess it up because I got to show you the mock setup that we just finished, but everyone here has a price tag. That took till pretty late at night. I think I got home at like 9:30, got ready for bed, and then started on the owls that I told you I was going to make. And I don't have, my hands are empty. Well, not here. I have my like phone popper that I took off to put you on the tripod, but I don't have the completed owls to like pop up and do like a fun reveal with you guys. They are basically ready. All of the pieces are made. I just didn't have time to sew them together. So that is our goal for tonight. There's only the eyes and the wings. The body is like one whole structure. And then you either crochet a beak or embroider a beak. And I think I'm going to try embroidering it this year instead of crocheting, because that's what I did on my big giant owl, which is too far away for you to see right now. But it looks really good on him, and I think it looks better than the crochet beak that I did last year. So I think we're gonna try that, and if not, we'll just do the quick crochet beak that takes like 2 seconds. So I don't have the with me to show you. Our goal didn't happen last night, but we do have price tags on everything, literally everything. So all like 100 and something animals have price tags on them, which is excellent. And we even have price tags for our unfinished owls and our unfinished polar bears, which are in far fewer pieces than the owls are. So we have a long way to go on those, but I did take tomorrow off from work So aside from setting up the tent and tables and stuff, I have nothing to do tomorrow, so I will be making polar bears. But tonight, I have finished the mock setup. We don't hate it anymore, we love it. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like right now. Okay, so ignore the fact that we have no tablecloths on yet. And I'm doing a handheld camera right now, so it could get a little bumpy. But we have our, like, these 2 random donuts that I did, and these loveys in little baskets. We have 3 of my 5 turtles out. The others will be under the table to pull out later. We have some of our snakes, our baby flamingos. This is like my favorite part up here, which has like some of our larger plushies. Over here we've got our sloth tree, which is very typical of me. I just love to hang them on a jewelry tree. This area is going to be for our new sort of custom order book, which I didn't have last year. And then I have this sign that I just did now, which says like, don't see what you're looking for, ask us about custom orders. And I hope I spelled it all right. Over here is our smallest table, but these are the 2 crates that we bought today. And I put our dragons up here, and our owls, when they're done, are gonna go on top with each dragon. So they'll be like, the tails will curl around each owl. And then ideally, we will have 2 polar bears hanging out behind our little Henrietta the hippo right here. And then over here, we have our Michael's cart. On the top, we have some sharks and crabs, and I'm going to do some like tissue paper to like simulate the ocean, and probably put like a sign on each tier. And then we have our seals, which will have white tissue paper. I just have to buy it. And our rays down here, which also will have blue tissue paper. And yeah, that's kind of our whole mock setup here. And as frustrated as I was with it earlier in the week, I'm actually really happy with how it came out. And so I have taken lots of pictures so that I can make sure that I'm doing it the exact same way on show day. Okay, so for the rest of us tonight, obviously we have to finish the owls, and then we need these tables to come tomorrow for setup. So all these guys have to come off now and get boxed away. And then I think the last thing we gotta do, we gotta finish our custom order stuff. So we gotta finish the catalog, which is half done, so that I can send it to Staples. And yeah, I think that's all for that. Oh, I gotta finish the custom order form. And then we have to put some stickers on the shopping bags that we bought in our first market prep video, which was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I'll update you again tonight because I think that's gonna take forever, but I will show you the owls tomorrow and hopefully film a little setup if it's not gonna be in the way of other vendors. Hello and welcome to my kitchen. So it is still the evening of 2 days out from our market, but I was just gluing my like felt noses together, and I thought, why not bring you guys along and show you kind of how that works. So far I've done our 2 sloth noses and our seal nose. I'll try and show them to you without hopefully damaging them because they just went on, so they still need to dry. I'll show you like one sloth. He does get a mouth, and obviously the seal gets whiskers, which haven't been done yet, but once they're dry tomorrow, I will take care of that. But in anticipation for our polar bears, I do want to glue their noses on just so that they have plenty of time to dry, and I'm not doing it tomorrow night right before the fair. I'm just going to glue the noses on ahead of time before I even finish the rest of the polar bears. I don't know if that made sense. It's pretty late right now. But basically, I do have a Cricut, which is my ultimate goal for felt noses, is to get them printed out on the Cricut in the future. I just got the Cricut for Christmas, which is not just at this point. It's September, and I got it last Christmas. But I haven't figured out how to use it yet. I just haven't had the time. So we're still cutting out our felt noses by hand. You won't be able to see this. Maybe you will. So I don't love it because nothing cut out by hand ever comes out perfect, but it is what it is. Eventually I will learn how to do the Cricut, probably after this market season, and then I'll be able to print out like sheets of felt noses, ideally. We'll see how skilled I get with that. But then I use fabric glue, I think. Yeah, this is like permanent fabric adhesive, and that's worked really well for me. I know a lot of people use hot glue guns, which work, but I've had really good luck with fabric glue. I'll like pull on the felt really hard and it doesn't come up. So I do recommend fabric glue, but other people I know do use hot glue guns and seem to have good luck with that. But I just put it all on the back of the felt, which is not very elegant. You probably can't see, but I have like glue all over this paper towel. And then I'll like stick it just where I want it to go on the nose, and I'll press it down pretty hard. And then hopefully I won't mess it up. But this is kind of, then it's just on there. There is a line that will be for the mouth of the polar bear, but that's basically what I do to add my felt noses for the time being. And then in the morning when they're dry, I usually check the edges and see if anything's coming up, and then I just like re-glue around the edges if it is, and usually that's plenty. Once it's dry, it's dry, at least in my experience so far. Hopefully that will continue. But yeah, that's about it, and I just have one more nose to glue on for the night, and then I'm just probably going to do some computer stuff. I do have to embroider a couple noses on some plushies, but other than that, it's mostly going to be computer stuff. So I will probably not see you for the rest of the night. I'll probably see you all tomorrow for setup day. It's setup day, which means tomorrow is our market. So we are just one day away from our market. And I'm in the car because my mom just ran into a store, but we have everything in the car, and my dad has the canopy. He's already kind of in the area of the market because he had a doctor's appointment, but we're all ready to go down there to get set up. I will update you with like the owls that we finished last night and our like completed animals that have noses and mouths now. I don't have them with me right now because I don't bring the animals the day before just in case it like rains or anything. I don't want to risk them getting damaged. So I will be bringing those tomorrow. So I will update you with them when we get back, but I just wanted to show you that it's setup day and that we're headed to the location, which is about a 40-minute drive, which isn't too bad. We used to live right near it last year, or I should say my parents lived right near it last year. I did not, but I was able to stay at their house. But they have since moved, so now it's a bit of a drive, but that's okay. Still not that bad of one. Though ask me about that again tomorrow when I have to get up super early to get there on time, because this market starts at 9 a.m. and we'll have to set up all of the plushies in the morning. So it's gonna be a rough one, but we'll be fine. We're gonna do it. Everything's gonna work out in the end. It always does. And yeah, I will update you all when I'm there and kind of show you the setup. I'm thinking I'm in like a similar location as last year because that seems to be the trend at this market. So it'll be a small aisle, and I don't think I'll be able to set up like a tripod without getting in someone else's way. But I will show you the setup once it's done, even though it won't be the final setup because I'm not putting like tablecloths or anything that could get damaged if it rained out. But I'll show you the canopy and the tent and kind of what it looks like before all of that happens, before I end up heading out to come back home and finish the rest of my market prep. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you all soon. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far. Hopefully you can see it because I am blinded by the sun. But we got all the tables and our like rug in here. I got the crates underneath for tomorrow. They're not going on top until I know it's not going to rain. We got the banner, and yeah, hold on, I'll zoom back to get the full thing for you guys. But yeah, oops, I'll cut my mom out. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. And we're in a really good spot. Here's kind of what the fair, not everyone's here, so you can't really tell how many vendors are, but we're only like 2 spaces back from where we were last year. We were kind of in this vicinity last year, which is right by the music and the food. And so we're just like two places down. So I'm really happy with that, and hopefully we have some good people around us. So I fully intended to film some clips throughout the course of this market and check in with all of you on how the sales were going. I just thought that'd be like a cute way to end this video so that you could see kind of how all of our hard work over the past couple videos paid off. But as we will talk about more in next week's market recap video, this market was insanely busy. Like, I did not have a moment to myself the entire weekend, which was great for sales, less great for filming content for all of you. I do have a few photos and videos of our final booth setup that I will share with all of you so that you can see how our mock setup turned into our final setup. And I'll show you clips of the booth from both Saturday morning and Sunday morning so that you can see how the booth kind of evolved over the course of the weekend as sales were happening, which, not to spoil next week's market recap video, did include a few of our larger showstopper pieces. So see if you can spot those as they disappear. For today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me on this last stretch of market prepping. Last stretch for this market, at least, because we sure have a lot that we need to restock for our next market, which is in November. In next week's video, we will be doing a full market recap video of this past market, so you will be able to see all the sales that we made and just how much we need to market prep over the next few weeks. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you can see how our hard work over the past few videos paid off in sales. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at the links in the description. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.